Another item that Ronnie asked me to take a look at is the tachometer, and specifically the cable. It looks like it might not be working, he mentioned. And so this looks great here at the drive gear, the gearbox, but you can see it's really tight and twisty as it works its way up to the tachometer, and I'm just wondering if that might have something to do with it. So again, another tight cable. I'll take that off and just double check to see if it's spinning round okay, and then maybe we can take a different route. That cable is spinning quite freely, so possibly there's something wrong with the instrument, but I'll try this refitted just more loosely and see if that fixes it. Okay, I have refitted the cable loosely to the rev counter here, and I'm just going to put this spade connector here on the other end, on the end of the drill, and it's clockwise. So we'll just fit that spade connector in there, tighten that up, and hopefully this will work. This is a master ignition switch and or a battery drain switch, I believe, that has been fitted behind the toolbox. But as you can see, the toggle itself is broken, so I'm just going to replace it with a new one. Here's the old toggle switch on the bench, and you can see that the toggle or the paddle is broken. What I'm just going to check is which is off and which is on. This is the way it was orientated, so in the battery box, so I'm assuming flicking that up will turn it on. So let's just try it first of all. I've got the multimeter here, just a continuity check first of all. See if this registers. Nothing here, which makes sense. It's sort of like in this off position, and then I turn it on and that's on. And so put that to one side. I bought a new switch, dead cheap, inexpensive switch from Amazon. Almost looks exactly the same, just the orientation of the spade connectors. But again, I just want to check which is on and which is off because it's marked on the frame. I'm assuming this is off and I haven't tested this yet, so let's just try this first. Oh, that's actually on. Yeah, oh, well, I'm glad I checked. So it's actually that way now. So this, that's off, and that's on. Great, so the spade connectors are at the bottom when I fit this back into the battery box. I've cleaned the battery box a little bit and I've added in that plastic spacer that's from the old switch. I actually had to file out the hole a little bit, so that will be a nicer fit for the new switch. There's no oil in the oil tank, so I'm assuming it has wet sumped or Ronnie's emptied it all out. So I'm just gonna take off the drain plug and just let any remaining oil out. Oop, there goes the washer. And here's the rest of the oil that I'm going to put back into the oil tank. It looked very clean. And there is the washer that fell off. That's the copper washer. And I'll double check it. If it looks okay, I'll anneal it and then put it back on the bike. Yep, that's tight enough. Here's the bottom section of the fuel pipes now made up, and so I'm just going to refit these onto the bike. For this next job, Ronnie's asked if I could take the wheels off because he's going to change these 20-plus-year-old tyres with new tyres so that he can ride the bike safely. So I'm just going to start with a rear one, and I'm going to put the old Norton, I think it's a commando wheel, just on, just temporarily, while it goes out to have the tyres fitted. Just going to lift the bike up a little bit so that that rear wheel will clear the ground. It's currently sitting on the tyre just a little bit, but I need to be able to spin the wheel so that I can remove the chain. This is just really high quality aircraft grade alloy that I read about in all the documentation that came with the bike when Ronnie brought it over, and it's just beautiful. Just see how that brake cable is captive, otherwise I would have just slipped this off here, but I had to take these stays off because it's here, it's retained.